Some of the freshest meals you can make do not need a stove, a pot, or even 10 minutes of your time. All they really need is a jar of crisp sprouts and a few simple things from the refrigerator. Welcome back to the Garden Pantry. I'm Timothy, and today I'm sharing 10 easy, no-cook sprout meals and snacks you can put together in minutes. If you enjoy simple, practical kitchen ideas, take a second to subscribe so you never miss a video. Stay with me, because number 4 turns a single can of tuna into a crisp, satisfying lunch with no bread at all. Before we start, 2 quick kitchen notes that make all the difference. Always rinse your sprouts well under cool running water. Keep them stored cold in the refrigerator. And use clean containers and clean hands when you handle them. And if you are older or you have a weakened immune system, raw sprouts are something to be careful with. So it is wise to lightly cook them or to check with your doctor if you are unsure. With that settled, let's get to the meals. Number 1, avocado sprout toast. This is the one I make most often, and it could not be simpler. Take a slice of good bread, toast it if you like, then mash half a ripe avocado right on top with a little salt and a squeeze of lemon. Pile on a small handful of fresh, rinsed sprouts and press them gently into the avocado so they hold. The avocado is creamy, the sprouts add a cool, fresh crunch, and the whole thing comes together in about 2 minutes. You can add a slice of tomato, a sprinkle of pepper, or a few seeds to make it your own. It is gentle on the budget, easy to chew, and it works just as well for a light breakfast as it does for a quick lunch when you do not feel like fussing. If your avocado is not quite ripe yet, a fork and a minute of mashing still does the trick, and a little extra lemon keeps it bright and green. Number 2, the sprout breakfast bowl. When you want something a little heartier without any cooking, build a simple bowl. Start with a base of plain yogurt or a scoop of cottage cheese. Then add chopped cucumber, a few cherry tomatoes, and a generous handful of rinsed sprouts. A drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of salt ties it all together. It is cool, creamy, and crunchy in every bite, and it gives you a good dose of protein to start the day. If you would rather keep it sweet, swap in a little fruit and a spoon of honey instead of the vegetables, and let the sprouts add their gentle crunch. The whole bowl uses 1 dish and a spoon, so there is almost nothing to clean up afterward, which is always welcome. It also travels well in a lidded jar, so you can take the very same bowl along to an appointment, a porch chair, or a friend's house. Number 3, egg salad with sprouts. Here is an old favorite, made fresh and light. Mash a couple of hard-boiled eggs with a spoonful of cottage cheese instead of heavy mayonnaise, which gives you more protein and a lovely, creamy texture. Season it with a little salt, pepper, and mustard if you like, then fold in a small handful of chopped sprouts for crunch. You can spread it on toast, scoop it onto crackers, or pile it into a lettuce leaf for a lighter plate. The sprouts keep it from feeling heavy, and the whole bowl takes just a few minutes once your eggs are ready. Boil a few eggs at the start of the week and keep them in the refrigerator, and this becomes a meal you can pull together in moments any day. It keeps nicely for a day or two once made, so one quick batch can quietly cover lunch more than once in the same week. Number 4, Tuna Sprout Lettuce Cups. This is the one I promised, and it turns a humble can of tuna into something special. Drain a can of tuna and mix it with a spoonful of cottage cheese or a little hummus for creaminess. Then add some chopped celery for extra crunch. Spoon that mixture into crisp, cupped lettuce leaves and top each one with a small handful of sprouts. You get all the satisfaction of a tuna sandwich with no bread at all, which makes it light, fresh, and easy to eat. It is perfect for a hot day, and it looks pretty enough to serve to guests with almost no effort. If you like a little brightness, a squeeze of lemon over the top wakes the whole thing up beautifully. Canned salmon works just as nicely here if that is what you have on the shelf, and a little chopped pickle adds a pleasant, tangy bite. Number 5, cottage cheese with sprouts. Sometimes the simplest snack is the best one. Spoon some cottage cheese into a bowl, grind a little black pepper over the top, and add a handful of rinsed sprouts and maybe a few sliced cucumbers or tomatoes. That is the whole thing. It is high in protein, gentle on the stomach, and ready in under a minute, which makes it a perfect afternoon snack or a light supper when you do not want anything heavy. If you prefer a sweeter bowl, skip the pepper and vegetables and add a little fruit, Then let the sprouts bring a fresh, mild crunch that keeps it interesting. It is the kind of honest, simple food that has quietly nourished people for a very long time. A handful of whole grain crackers or a slice of toast on the side turns this little snack into a light but genuinely satisfying small meal. Number 6. The hummus sprout plate. This is my go-to when I do not feel like thinking about food, but still want something real. Spoon a generous amount of hummus onto a plate and spread it out with the back of the spoon. Pile rinsed sprouts in the middle, then arrange whatever crunchy vegetables you have around the edge, like carrot sticks, cucumber, bell pepper, or cherry tomatoes. Add a few whole grain crackers or a wedge of pita for scooping. It is colorful, filling, and full of plant protein and fiber. And there is no cooking and almost no cleanup. A plate like this is also a lovely thing to set out when company stops by, and you can make it as small or as generous as the moment calls for. Making your own hummus is easy enough, but a good tub from the store keeps this one truly 5 minutes from start to finish on a busy day. Number 7. A simple sprout salad. Sprouts truly shine in a fresh, crunchy salad. Toss a couple of big handfuls of rinsed sprouts with a few greens, like arugula or spinach. Then add sliced cucumber, a little avocado, and a sprinkle of toasted nuts or seeds for richness. Dress it lightly with olive oil, lemon, and a pinch of salt, or a small spoon of yogurt for something creamier. It comes together in 5 minutes. It keeps you feeling light, and it works as a side dish, or with a little cheese or beans added in, as a full meal. This is the kind of salad that makes eating well feel effortless, and it is endlessly flexible, so you can use whatever happens to be fresh in your kitchen that day. Add a handful of cooked beans, chickpeas, or a little cheese, and it becomes filling enough to carry you comfortably all the way to dinner. Number 8. Sprout wraps. Wraps are one of the easiest no-cook meals there is, and sprouts make them better. Lay out a soft tortilla or a large lettuce leaf, then spread on a little hummus, mashed avocado, or cottage cheese to hold everything together. Add sliced vegetables, a little cheese, or some beans if you want more staying power, and finish with a good handful of rinsed sprouts. Roll it up snugly, and you have a fresh, handheld lunch in minutes. Wraps are forgiving, so use whatever is in the refrigerator, and the sprouts add that fresh crunch that keeps every bite interesting right to the end. If you are avoiding bread, a big sturdy lettuce leaf does the job just as well and keeps things light. Cut the finished wrap in half on the diagonal so you can see all those fresh layers, and it suddenly looks as good as it tastes. Number 9. Cream cheese sprout toast. Here is a gentle, savory little snack that feels almost old-fashioned. Spread a thin layer of cream cheese, or a soft ricotta if you prefer, over a slice of bread or a cracker. Add a few thin slices of cucumber or tomato, a tiny pinch of salt, and a small handful of rinsed sprouts pressed on top. It is soft, creamy, and cool, with just enough crunch from the sprouts to make it satisfying. This one is especially nice in the afternoon with a cup of tea, and it is easy to make for one or to set out on a small plate for sharing. A little fresh dill or chives on top, if you have them growing, makes it feel like something from a tea room. Whole grain or rye bread gives it a heartier base if you want a little more to chew, while a thin cracker keeps it light and dainty. Number 10. Sprouts as a soup topper. We finish with the easiest idea of all, and it works with both hot and chilled soups. Whether you have a cup of warm broth or a cool blended soup like gazpacho, a small handful of rinsed sprouts scattered on top adds a fresh, crunchy finish that makes a simple bowl feel special. If you are warming a soup, stir the sprouts in right at the very end so they keep their crunch, or for the most caution, simply let the heat of the soup warm them through, which is a nice option for older cooks who would rather not eat them fully raw. A few seeds or a small drizzle of olive oil alongside the sprouts adds even more texture, turning a plain bowl into something that feels cared for. It is a tiny touch, but it turns an ordinary bowl into something that feels thoughtful and homemade. So there you have 10 easy, no-cook sprout meals and snacks, from avocado sprout toast and tuna lettuce cups to a simple hummus plate and a fresh sprout salad. The real secret is to start with something filling like eggs, tuna, cottage cheese, hummus, or beans, and then let the sprouts add that bright, fresh crunch on top. And do remember those simple safety habits. Rinse your sprouts well, keep them cold, Use clean containers, and if you are older or have a weakened immune system, lightly cook them or check with your doctor first. Tell me in the comments which of these you will make today. And if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can join me for the next one.